Welcome back, Internet. Keeney coming to you with a diagnostic summary again. This one is going to be for the 6.7 liter Powerstroke engines in specific. I'm going to be reading off of some of my notes over here. This is an old vehicle that came in for a while. Finally got the old parts back and wanted to do a summary on this one. I think this is a very rare case. This is a code that comes up from time to time. I've seen other people post about, but I've not seen anybody cover what we have uncovered on this particular vehicle. 2017 F-250 6.7 liter. Concern is an intermittent engine stall only while pulling a 10,000 pound trailer under moderate to heavy load. Intermittent under moderate to heavy load. And had a whole bunch of codes in when I got here, but the main code we're going to be concerned with is a P0093. I'll put it up here for you. That is fuel system leak detected, large leak. And what I will tell you in the summary version is because it was so intermittent, this was a difficult one to find. And the guy that actually did the hardware work found it, and I'm glad that he did because I got the parts back from him. So I did some Diag, gave him some direction, and then this is what he found, and the truck has been fixed since this. The P0093 sets whenever you have a desired fuel rail pressure, or I think it's a combination of fuel rail pressure versus fuel quantity delivered. Like there's a relationship between the two. It knows that it wants this pressure, this quantity delivered to get whatever output, torque, etc., or whatever. When the pressure and or volume in the rail, I think it's pressure based. I don't remember. It's been a while. When that doesn't match what the computer wants, it will set this fault. And generally, this fault can come from a CP3 coming apart. You actually have like an injector leak in on the return side or like through the tip or whatever. But basically, there's not enough pressure in the rail that should be there based on what the engine's commanding. When you run through the diagnostic summary, the diagnostic trouble tree for this, it is ineffective, especially in this case. If you have a large leak, like from one of the injectors or an external leak or something like that, sure, that'll work. The problem is when I've got data on this, the issue would only happen, the stall would only take place like up a hill pulling a 10,000 pound trailer at 28,000 PSI. The service trouble tree, the way they want you to diagnose this, is to activate the low pressure fuel pump. And when you do that, it pressurizes the fuel rail, the high pressure pump, the injectors and all that stuff at the pressure of the low pressure pump, which is like 70 or 80 PSI. I'll just call it 70. I don't remember these numbers. Oh, my notes here say 55 PSI, so not even that much. And so procedure says activate low pressure fuel pump, do checks on the engine, look for return lines and blah blah blah. Problem is in this case 55 psi is not enough to show the actual leak or for the leak to be able to become present, and so you cannot track it down in an engine in a work bay. It's only at 28,000 psi when this thing happened. And if you're sitting at like 25,000, like it still wouldn't set. It was like sustained at 28, boom, sometimes it would hit. Anyway, there's a high pressure fuel leak somewhere. And then I always get these stupid valves mixed up. So the valve on the CP3 pump is 13. It's the volume control valve. Mounts on the actual high pressure pump itself. You pull that apart, if you got debris and stuff, you need a fuel system, whatever. That's not what we had here. So the guy pulled this one out after we'd done some looking, figured out the trouble tree, etc. He pulled the volume control valve out of the CP3, super clean, no issues. So the next thing that you got to check is the pressure control valve, and that mounts on the back of the fuel rail. There's fuel rail on driver's side, if I remember. And then this is that valve. This is pressure control valve. It basically says pulled off, and also if there's any sort of debris on this tip here, that nipple, there's any debris, like anything wipes off, you got high pressure fuel pump coming apart, you need a fuel system, blah blah. So that was clean, and we have no real other way to figure out what's going on with this because we can't pressurize it to 28,000 or whatever psi in the bay. There's no way to do it and run the tests that you have to run. Getting long-winded now. We'll shorten it up a little bit. This is what the guy found when he pulled it apart. I'm probably going to have to cut this around a little bit, but I think before I start showing you this is a key point. My opinion, this truck also had like 200 some thousand miles on it, 253.9 on the clock, so almost 254,000 miles on it. A lot of miles, and they had just purchased it used like a couple months or a few months prior to this, so well over 200,000 before they got it. My hypothesis is that at some point in time, for whatever reason, someone else had been in here. And what I will tell you, I'll tell you first and then try and show you where this dude seals. So this goes in the end of the rail, and there's an actual like crush surface here, and the torque procedure is weird too. It's like tighten it, loosen it, tighten it, degree, whatever, index it, something. You got to tighten and loosen it or whatever to actually make it seal. And I think whenever you do that tighten and loosen sequence, that's what's actually sort of bedding in this sealing surface to the actual mating surface inside the actual rail. But what found was there is the tiniest, and I'll tell you, I'm going to give full credit to this guy. So it was a fleet truck, and they were having trouble figuring it out, and did the diagnostics on it, gave him direction, and this is what he found. So like I don't even know if I would have caught this, truth be told. Like this dude was looking, and he's sharp for it, for sure. But there is the tiniest of nick, or I don't even call it a nick. It's like an impression inside the sealing surface of this rail. My hypothesis is that somebody had this apart for some reason, didn't have this fully clean, and just had a really small piece of dirt, metal, whatever, get smashed in between there because it wasn't clean, and then dented it. And that was causing a leak, a high pressure leak, by the way, high pressure, and then this valve, mounts in here, and then this just goes back to the return side of the tank. So no pressure coming out of here, but the rail is going to have, 28, 27,000, whatever it is. And so the high pressure leak was from the high side to the low side, an internal leak. That said, let me try to get like lights and stuff set up so I can show you this. All right, we are super zoomed in. This camera really does not want to focus on it, and it's blurry. I cannot get it to come into focus correctly, but this little trace right here, so it's a tiny screwdriver, and I'm gonna tell you this, it looks like carbon tracking on a spark plug. Like it doesn't even have a catch in it. Like if I drag this screwdriver across, like it's smooth. I cannot feel it being caught in this surface. It literally just looks like a discoloration. Let me try and zoom around and out a little bit. Like we're zoomed in super far, and there's only one. I'll spin this whole thing around. There you can kind of see it right there, just that little mark. So the guy that pulled this part saw that mark first. Trying to spin this whole thing so you can see there's no other marks on there. This right here is a reflection. Yeah. As I keep spinning, it's smooth all the way around. And even this mark is smooth, but you can see it. So there it is. Oops, nope, that was a reflection. I was wrong. Oh, now I lost it. Oh, we're not there yet. There's coming. Right there. That's it. That's the mark. Try and zoom it back in. This is what he saw. Like I said, it's super smooth. Like I feel, excuse me, I feel nothing dragging. Like I really don't. I really don't. Now let's look at the rail. This is like super hard to get set up with camera and lighting and stuff. We're zoomed in pretty far. There you can kind of see it closest to the table. I'm gonna try and stick a screwdriver in here. and show you. This is where that valve seals, right there by the corner of the screwdriver. You see that little nick? You can see it kind of jumping over it. That is an actual impression in the middle, and the screwdriver does catch it. And I'll try to spin this thing around. You probably lose it. So it's closest to the table right now. Try to spin this, get the light to catch it different ways. You can see it kind of rotating over by this side now. Even the light loses it. See, like there you can't even see it, just based on the way the light hits it. There, everything looks good. You can kind of see it. Again, just trying to spin this around so you can have an idea. You gotta be careful too. So like all these impressions over here, this is discoloration. There's no grooves or anything right there. The actual groove or depression, whatever you want to call it. And that won't focus. Is over here on this side, like right at the tip of my fingernail. That is your high pressure fuel leak. And man, had this thing not been running around for a month or now, whatever, fixed, I don't even know if I would have believed it. But that's it, that little nick right there. So there's your diagnostic summary, and the symptom was an intermittent engine stall while pulling 10,000 pounds or more loaded under moderate to heavy throttle. Is the only time this would show up, and it wouldn't show up every time. But they said the issue got progressively worse and worse. Like it'd show up once a week. It was, like I said, a fleet truck, so they're pulling stuff all the time. It might show up once a week, and then maybe twice a week, and then like once a day, and then every couple of days. So pretty sporadic for a full-time driving fleet vehicle. But anyway, this goes in here like so, and then it seals. This was the cause of that P0093 fuel system leak. It was an internal leak from the high pressure side to the low pressure side. I think that was all I had for this summary. I hope this was helpful for somebody out there who's facing an intermittent issue. This would be something to check out. Or if you're servicing these things, man, make sure the stuff's clean when it goes back together. Crazy one. And I'm telling you, I do not know that I would have found that little piece, that little nick in there. That to me was impressive. So good on that, dude. Anyway, I'll catch y'all up in the next video.